Ladies and gentlemen, fellow traders and investors, welcome to the program. What has happened this week in the markets? A lot has gone on in the markets. We had a lot to talk about. Where the markets went, where they're going, possibly going, what are the drivers. I also would like to show you guys a classic short squeeze on a small cap stock as well. So let's get into it. Here we're looking at the SPY representing the S&P 500. And as today, look, we touched all new highs, 524.61. But there was resistance. But let's talk about what's really going on here. Okay, this was a support range. In fact, excuse me, but we did a video, last video I did was 2 weeks ago. I took off last week. We were motocross racing. And want to give out to my boys out there at the track. Hope you all did well. Also want to give a shout out to my traders. Hope you all had a great week, good month. Investors. So let's get in. Here we go with the SPY. We made it above the high of 518. So that's resistance. And we thought maybe, it's possible it could come down to test 504 for a leg higher. Well, it kept going higher, especially last week when Fed Powell came out and spoke on Wednesday of last week and basically said rate cuts are coming. And the market loved it and just jumped up and kept going and going. So now it looked like we're testing 518 as a new area of support. So what we're going to do is make this green. And now we'll just make this one gray now, because it looks like we are, well, Miles put a new trend line up here for the all-time high of right there. We're going to go ahead and make that red. Oops, there we go. That's the all new high. Unbelievable. The markets keep going up. We talk about this, and the more bad news there is, seems like the markets just keep going up. So where to go? That's going to be our new resistance. Are we going to trade in this range? I don't know why we got 518 out here with Mouse. Oh, it went over to here. Okay. So are we going to stay in this range? We really need a pullback. The market's not giving a pullback. Now, some of our indicators are showing that the relative volume here is starting to come down. And the selling pressure is starting to increase. So there are people starting to bail out of this position. You really can't blame them, because when we think about this, let's look at the year here. This is the whole year right here. Here's what the market did from basically, beginning of January to now. We're at a 12.39% rise for the SPY. So that's pretty impressive. Almost no pullbacks. So we'll have to see what happens there. Let's get into the QQQ. And before we do that, please support our channel. We have a goal of 100 subscribers. If you can smash that subscribe button, I really appreciate it. Smash that like button, helps get it out there. Even if you don't subscribe, just, YouTube likes it and algorithms pick it up. And I do want to thank my current and latest subscribers. Thank you very much for supporting the channel. I appreciate it. We're here just to have a good time, see what's going on. So let's get into the QQQ now, which is going to be tech. Tech's been a little weaker, as you can see here now. We had an all-time high back, well, we did reach an all-time high at the end of last week of 449. But before that, our high was 446, and we wanted to stay in this range of 437. 437 to 446. And we're doing that. This high was a lot of resistance up here, but we're staying in this channel. Okay, because tech is very rate sensitive. So therefore, rates are not jumping as fast. Let's talk about the drivers, by the way. The 10-year yield, very important to keep a look at, is at 4.2%. It's staying consistent in a range between 4 and 4.25. As long as that stays like this and doesn't start immediately rising fast, the market's going higher. The relative strength of the dollar has increased to 104.50. So it did go up about a 1 point over the past 10 days. And with that being said, that's, we'll just have to see what happens. If the relative dollar went down, relative strength of the dollar goes down, and the 10-year yield goes down, markets are really going to rally up. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and see what happens. Let's talk about a quick short squeeze of the week. Again, I trade all kind of stocks. I swing trade, day trade, large cap, small cap. Sometimes we get bored, but I want to show you guys a classic short squeeze here. It was a recent acquisition company here. I'm going to put you on we'll start out with a 5-minute chart here. So we had a stock here that basically opened at $18. It ended up going to $34.46 as a high. But before the news came out, this stock was really, around $4, $5. So you can see the acquisition came out, bumped up as 5 minutes. Every candle represents 5 minutes. Jumped up to 11, up to 24. This would have been Thursday after hours. Wednesday after hours, because the market was closed today on Friday. So Thursday morning, it jumped up. Market opens up. Now let's put this down to a 1-minute chart. Show you guys a really nice classic short squeeze here. Our all-time highs here during the day's sessions were 27.78, basically 26.70, this range here. Okay, you see right here. So what happened later is a lot of shorts realized when they got past this $27 range here, $28 range, they would continue shorting because it kept showing pressure. But what happens is the buyers kept coming in and started squeezing this thing out, where these shorts are forced to sell. If you're not sure, a guy taking a short position is borrowing shares and hoping that the price goes down and he can buy them back, and he makes the difference in price. But if the price goes up, price can go up to infinity, then he can literally just continue to lose money. So here we got a stock that rallied from $27 to $34. This is a 1-minute chart. I did scalp some of these. These were beautiful trades. I mean, this is only a $27 stock. Buy 100 shares or 200 shares. Say 200 shares. If it's a $5,000 position, and this thing went from 27 in 1 minute to 29. It's already $2 a share. So there's a $1,000 profit right there in less than a minute. And then, as you can see, this kept squeezing up to 31. Pulled back, 28. This one candle alone, $30, 28 to 30. Here's the big move. $30.50. 1 minute candle up to $32.50. And then from there we went up to $34.46. So this was, that's a classic short squeeze, how it happens really quick. And then they bleed off, they can sell off really fast as well, as you can see. So that's why you gotta be careful. Somebody buy up here at $33.50. Next thing you know, it flushes down. You're at $30 now. It's $3 per share. If you bought 200 shares, well, there you go. You can figure that out. That doesn't look too good. You're talking a $1,200 loss. But anyhow, just wanted to show you guys that was a beautiful classic short squeeze, and it pretty much just bled off for the rest of the day. But enough about that. Let's get back into the stocks. And let's see some of the big 7 stocks are doing. Let's start out with Tesla, by the way. They've been weak. Tesla, daily chart. Here's the year. We're looking at the year right in front of us. They are still in this downtrend. And they're weak. They're coming down. They're still coming down. In fact, well, I could draw another trend within a trend. But nevertheless, Tesla's holding 180 to 165. We'll have to see what happens. The big stocks here, Apple. Apple's been coming down. They're buying time. If you notice, all these averages are coming down. The 200-day moving average is 179, slowly moving down. But Apple seems to be consolidating between 170 and 172. Microsoft. Okay, last week they hit all-time high of 430. So, you expect these things can't continue straight up. You need a little bit of profit taking, consolidation, let the averages ride up. Google, again, they're just maintaining this 151 range, kind of going sideways. Nvidia, all right, okay, everybody loves Nvidia. Well, look, we're staying in this range that we spoke about. Old high of 821, most recent high 974. Staying in this range is very bullish. It's bringing the moving averages up. So this is, it tried to break out here just on Monday. It did touch 968 and on Tuesday. So anyway, but we're in this trading range, which is nice. It's holding up. Meta. Okay, Meta's again in its range ever since it's touched the all high of 523. So it's basically between 483 and $512. So that's a nice consolidating range, bringing up the averages. Amazon, there's a slow grind up. As you can see, slowly grinding up. Has not touched all new highs. All-time high is 188. So Amazon's just having a slow grind, which is good. A slow grind's good, especially if you're holding and you're investing or swing trading. Anything else we want to take out? By the way, oil. Yes, the Baltimore Bridge. Oil has bid up higher. Oil's going up. It's now $83 a barrel for WTI crude. And let's take a look at Oxy and see how Oxy's responded to this. Yeah, well, it's responding nicely. Okay. Since the bridge, oil really took off. As you can see, we went above this uptrend. Then had a big flush here. Then the news came out with the bridge, and boom, oil's back up. So we're back in this uptrend. Oil's definitely trending up higher. The indicator's saying it's bullish. The volume spike down here is changing. Let me open this up for you guys. So here's our little volume volumedometer register. So we got the buyers. It was getting weak. We just noticed it was getting weak. But now, since the bridge collapsed, oil prices are going up. You can see right here, buying pressure's coming in, selling pressure's dropping. So that's interesting to see. Anything else we want to take a look at? Let's take a look at silver. Let's see what silver's been doing. Silver's okay, because the price of the relative dollar going up like this, you would expect silver to take a major pullback, but it really hasn't. It's been holding the highs here. Well, resistance is here at 23, 25. So we have had a pullback, but silver's bouncing back. So silver's really holding up nice right now. And gold also, I think they also reached all-time high ever earlier in the week. Anything else interesting to look at? That's probably about it. Let's take a look at Verizon Communications. They've been looking, they're coming up. They bounced off this red line really nice. So they're hitting resistance right here, as you can see. Our shaded dotted line here. That's resistance 4202. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. Other than that, that's about it. Anything? Oh, Palantir. Palantir, AI related stock. It's more for software. They've been getting beaten. Look at this. Okay. Here was that uptrend we drew. Now look at this sell off on Thursday. 24.18. Down at 22.97. That's a big move. Palantir selling off. We are coming down to resistance. Actually, 22.89 is a nice line of resistance. We did break it down here a month ago or so, and it popped right back. And the old-time support we want to see is holding is 21.81. Okay. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. So since we broke out of this downtrend, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of that green uptrend line, and we're going to hold this as green. We would really like to see Palantir hold. Make that a little broader here. Oops. Here we go, Palantir. We would like it to see hold this line here, support. So what does that mean? Next week we would like it to see a bounce up. If it's going to hold support here, if it falls below 22.89, another dollar's coming right off. It's going to come right down to 21.81. That's my opinion. Unless it does test this one candle here, which has a low of 22.27. We'll have to see how significant the strength of that support line is. I would say it's not, but it is what it is. All right, so that's it for the markets. Intel, they've been weak. You know, they do make chips and all that, but not that type of chip they need for AI. But the government is funding a major manufacturing facility in the U.S. and Texas. They're giving Intel grant money, billions. So that's been helping their stock. but they're still in this uptrend. It's a slow grind. Sure, they took a beat here on earnings. So, but they do pay dividend. So that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for watching, and I will keep you posted. Let's just hope that the markets, stay solid. So, have a great weekend.